Welcome back, everyone, to Bookish Dives. If you're just joining us, we've actually done a couple of these deep dives already, taking source material and, helping you pull out the key insights.
That's right.
Today, though, we're diving into a really foundational text, one that, well, still sparks so much conversation. George Orwell's 1984. We've got excerpts from the novel itself, laying out this incredibly stark vision.
Indeed. And our mission today, really, is to unpack that intricate, frankly unsettling world Orwell built. We'll focus on the mechanisms of control, how reality itself gets manipulated, and that struggle of the human spirit caught within it.
So by the end, you should have a much clearer sense of why this book is so powerful, and maybe worryingly, why its themes still feel so relevant.
Exactly. Let's get into it.
So Orwell just throws you right in, doesn't he? I mean, clock striking 13, that smell of boiled cabbage. It's April, and you immediately know something's just fundamentally off about Winston Smith's world.
Yeah, it's immediately, oppressive from page one. And then you get that huge poster. Too large for indoor display, it says.
Big Brother is watching you.
Exactly. Those eyes that follow you everywhere. It's not just background decoration. It's psychological pressure right from the start.
It's not just posters, the telescreen, right?
Yeah.
That device that, well, it could be dimmed, but you couldn't actually switch it off. Ever.
So you have to live, as Orwell puts it, in the assumption that every sound you made was overheard and every movement scrutinized.
Even Winston, he tries to keep his back to it, but he knows even a back can be revealing, that constant awareness.
It's terrifying, and it underpins everything. The fear isn't abstract. People simply disappeared, always during the night.
Vaporized.
Erased from existence, like they never were. That's the ultimate enforcement mechanism. Not just death, but annihilation from memory.
And looming over all this, literally the Ministry of Truth building, with those slogans.
Yes. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength.
They're not just contradictory, are they? They're presented as fact.
Precisely. They're the core tenets. It signals immediately that this is a system built on twisting reality, on forcing your mind into these, mental gymnastics. It sets the stage for everything else.
So Winston's rebellion, it starts small, almost pathetically small. Buying that diary.
That thick, quarto-sized blank book.
And just writing down with Big Brother.
Yeah.
Which is instantly.
Thought crime. A capital offense, even if never discovered. The party's control isn't just external, it's aimed squarely at the mind.
Right. And you see that with things like the 2 minutes hate.
Oh, absolutely. That ritualistic outpouring of rage directed at Goldstein, the supposed enemy, Winston feels it too. It was impossible to avoid joining in.
It's like they're hijacking emotion itself.
Exactly. Channeling it, controlling it, turning it on and off like a switch. It makes individual dissent feel almost futile because they're manipulating the source.
And then there's the language itself. Newspeak. We meet Syme working on the dictionary.
Yeah, Syme, who chillingly explains the goal: to make thought crime literally impossible because there will be no words in which to express it.
He gives that example of free. It'll only mean something like the dog is free from lice.
Right. Not free as in liberty or independent thought. That whole concept is being engineered out of existence.
If language shapes thought, what happens then?
That's the terrifying question Orwell poses. Syme even says, orthodoxy means not thinking, not needing to think. Orthodoxy is unconsciousness.
And he predicts his own vaporization. Because he's too smart, sees too clearly.
Exactly. Even orthodox intelligence is dangerous if it's conscious intelligence. The party wants unconsciousness.
Which brings us neatly to Winston's job at Minitru, the Ministry of Truth.
His daily grind of rectifying history.
Yeah, like changing that old promise about chocolate rations not being reduced into a warning that they might have to be reduced. After the fact, of course.
Constantly rewriting the past to match the present. Old newspapers, records, photos, all going down the memory hole.
Creating what Orwell calls a palimpsest, scraped clean and rewritten again and again.
It perfectly illustrates that slogan. Who controls the past, controls the future. Who controls the present, controls the past. It's happening constantly, right there in Winston's work.
And this whole process requires doublethink, which is maybe the most fascinating concept.
It really is. That ability of holding two contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them.
You have to consciously know you're altering reality,
Yeah.
but unconsciously believe the new reality.
To tell deliberate lies while genuinely believing them. It's a profound psychological manipulation, essential for party members to function without guilt or faltering.
But even in this nightmare, Winston searches for connection, doesn't he? He looks towards the proles.
Yeah, the 85%, the dumb masses, the party basically leaves alone. They get the lottery, the films, the beer.
Proles and animals are free, that's the party line, because they're seen as no threat, right? Without general ideas.
But Winston clings to this idea. If there is hope, it lay in the proles. He feels they've held on to something human, some primitive emotion the party hasn't stamped out.
He sees potential strength there, and then of course he finds a more personal connection with Julia.
Ah, Julia. From the fiction department. Their affair is rebellion, absolutely, but her style is so different from Winston's.
Totally. She's very pragmatic, isn't she? Focused on personal satisfaction, finding ways around the rules.
Keeping the small rules so she can break the big ones. She doesn't care about the ideology, she just knows it was all rubbish. It's a very physical, immediate kind of rebellion.
Which really contrasts with Winston's more, I guess, intellectual, existential struggle against the party's lies.
Definitely. She even suggests the bombs hitting London might be fired by their own government, just to keep people frightened, something Winston had never even considered.
Their little room above Mr. Charrington's shop becomes his haven.
Their sanctuary, with the glass paperweight, a pocket of the past, away from the telescreen for a little while.
And then there's the hope, or maybe the illusion of hope, represented by O'Brien.
Right. The inner party member, Winston feels a connection with, believes is part of the mysterious brotherhood.
And O'Brien seems to confirm it, turning off his telescreen, an incredible display of privilege.
It feels like a definite signal. So Winston and Julia commit themselves, pledge to do terrible things for the brotherhood.
Except one thing. Julia refuses to agree. They'll separate and never see each other again.
That little flicker of personal loyalty, the very thing the party wants to crush. It's a crucial detail.
But that sanctuary, that hope, it was always an illusion, wasn't it? The arrest comes swiftly.
Brutally. And the twist, Mr. Charrington, the kindly old shopkeeper.
Revealed as a member of the thought police. His whole appearance changes. It's horrifying.
Utterly. And that lands Winston in the dreaded Ministry of Love.
Minileuve, where, as O'Brien later tells him, there are no martyrdoms.
Exactly. Unlike older tyrannies, the party doesn't want martyrs, it wants converts. They make the brain perfect before they blow it out.
It's about total conversion, not just punishment.
And O'Brien himself oversees Winston's re-education, his cure.
Systematically breaking him down. Physical torture, yes, but the psychological stuff.
That's the core of it, forcing Winston to accept that reality is whatever the party says it is. Famously, sometimes the 2 and 2 are 5, sometimes there are 3.
It's not about learning arithmetic. It's about surrendering your own perception of reality.
Completely. And O'Brien is chillingly honest about the party's motive. It's not for some greater good.
No utopia around the corner.
No, it's power. Power for its own sake. Unfreedom and inequality perpetuated forever. Abolishing pleasure, loyalty, love, everything except loyalty to the party and the thrill of crushing enemies.
That image. The thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless.
Pure, naked power as the ultimate goal. And the final stage of the cure is Room 101.
The place where you confront the worst thing in the world, your deepest fear.
For Winston, it's rats.
And faced with that horror, he breaks completely,
Right.
screams it out.
Do it to Julia. Do it to Julia. Not me, Julia. I don't care what you do to her.
That's the real betrayal. The final line crossed. He sacrifices her to save himself.
And O'Brien knows he's won. He's broken that last shred of human loyalty.
So Winston is released.
Mm-hmm.
Physically healed, sort of, but empty.
Yeah, sitting in the Chestnut Tree Cafe, playing chess, drinking victory gin. His mind is active, but
Thoughts aren't his own anymore.
no. Freedom is slavery. 2 and 2 make 5. God is power. He's accepted it all. He's learned to hide it from himself that he ever thought differently.
He even sees Julia again, briefly, but there's nothing there.
Just emptiness. They both betrayed each other. The feeling is gone, wiped out.
And that final devastating line,
He loved Big Brother.
the conversion is total, the party achieved its goal.
Wow. Yeah, revisiting it, it's just such a chilling, comprehensive vision of total control.
From the surveillance, the telescreens, right down to manipulating language with newspeak, history, or doublethink, Orwell covers all the bases.
You really track how a system like that aims not just to suppress dissent, but to actually re-engineer human thought and emotion, to ensure that compliance comes from within.
They control life at all its levels, as O'Brien says. Make human nature fit their needs.
It really pushes you to think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be free if your memories, your feelings, your grasp on truth itself can be systematically dismantled?
A question that feels perhaps more pointed now than ever.
Absolutely. The book is a powerful call, I think, for critical thinking, for guarding your own perception, for questioning the narratives you're given. How much are you willing to let others define your reality?
Definitely something to chew on. Well, that's it for this bookish dive. Thank you so much for joining us on this. It's a pretty intense exploration.
We hope you gain some valuable insights into this incredibly important novel.
Yeah, definitely do follow us for more deep dives into fascinating books and the big ideas inside them.